Baby, when I tell you I'm tired, y'all. Listen, got my little 90s Martin jacket, got the bangs, got my little round the way girl hoop earrings, you feel me? Hello, I'm Ariel Alicia and welcome. If you're new to the channel, stick around. If you catch a vibe, subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, girl, I know this is new, okay? Because I know we just used to doing vlogs over here. But y'all, I watched this show and I was like, this is a dope show. I gotta review it. I've always been a big fan of SWV more so than XSCAPE, but both groups are legendary. So I was like, let's just go ahead and review this show. So this is gonna be a combination of episode 1 and 2 because I didn't think to start reviewing this show until I watched the second episode. So I was like, let me just go ahead and do it. So let's break down episode 1 and then we'll hop into episode 2. So episode 1 was really like an introduction to who both groups were. SWV from New York, you know, they got the, you know what I'm saying, the little roundaway girl attitude, you feel me? That New York attitude. XSCAPE, they're from Atlanta, and SWV came out I want to say 1 or 2 years before XSCAPE. I know it's no longer than 3. You know, I think they came out around the same time, you know. But SWV came out first, and I feel like I vibe with SWV just a little bit more than XSCAPE. They both got bangers, but I don't know, SWV just be hitting it a little more for me. Like, I feel like Taj is so funny. Like, Taj is hilarious. And you got Lily, that's my round the way girl, right? These earrings I'm over Lily. These hoop earrings, that's my round the way. Like, and Coco is more diva-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she cool diva-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like now. Before her diva-ish was really on some diva-ish. You know what I'm saying? XSCAPE, I like Tiny, you know what I'm saying? She with my baby T.I. and T.I. Listen, I have always been a fan of T.I. ever since, what was that song he did where, I'm serious. I'm serious. Oh, it's an old song, y'all, when he first came out. Like, if you was a T.I. fan, you know what I'm talking about. Who was that? Well, dang, I can't think of the song, y'all. But yes, I've always been a fan of T.I. So Tiny has always been cool with me. She's funny. Candy, y'all know Candy is a worker. She always got money on her mind. So she always got some project, a TV show, a business. Candy is a go-getter. And the sisters, Latasha and Tamika, I don't really know too much about them. You know what I'm saying? Because after the group broke up, it was mainly Candy and Tiny who stayed more relevant than the sisters. But anyway, Taj called like a meeting together for them to discuss them possibly going on the road with this tour. And I think it's a great idea. Like, both groups are legendary. They both have hits. They both have gone platinum. So I think it's a great idea. Everybody was on board except for Latasha. She came in there with a little stank attitude and she wasn't ready to hop on board with it. She had put it out there that they have some internal issues, and you know, Taj and SWV, they were like, what issues y'all got going on? You know what I'm saying? Because SWV, they had issues in the past too. They used to have their own show a few years back, and we got to know some of the issues within their group, but they've worked it all out now. So they're at the point where they're cool. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing stopping them from going on the road. Like, they've worked through everything. So they are sisters again. But XSCAPE, they just ain't never really, because they had a show back in the day too. And, you know, from my understanding, Tiny ain't never had, the issues ain't never been with Tiny. The issues have always been with Candy and the sisters. The Latasha fell out with Candy. I think that's how it started first. They fell out because Latasha wanted to go solo. Candy was having a problem with it. And then I think this came out on episode 2. But Latasha's solo project got shelved and Candy's solo project came out. So that's what started the beef with them. And then we all know about the radio interview incident when Tamika had put it out there that Candy was sleeping around with Jermaine's daddy, and you know what I'm saying? So that caused the whole beef. Now that I think about it, because Tamika had put it out there on that radio interview, and now we're coming to find out that Tamika is saying that she's always followed behind Latasha. Latasha is the older sister. She's always followed behind her. She's always like stuck by her side even when she knew she was wrong. So I feel like Latasha was probably the one behind Tamika coming out on the radio interview saying Candy slept with this one, that one, and the third. I feel like, now that I'm thinking about it, Latasha was probably the one behind it and Tamika just probably went along with it and put it out there. But it is what it is. So that was the issues between them. Candy and Tamika, they worked through it. Candy said they worked that out about 5 years ago. So Candy and Tamika are good. So now the issue is just between Latasha and Tamika. Now, it kind of got brought out on the second episode that maybe Latasha and Candy still got some issues. I don't know. I feel like, oh yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like maybe Candy's a little good, but it seemed like Candy may still have some issues, or she may be like, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's more so on Latasha's side than Candy. I don't know. But it's mainly between the sisters. The mom had called a meeting. Well, hold up. Before we get to that meeting, because I want to talk about like what happened in between. I'm trying to remember everything. Because I went back and I watched episode 1. They all met up. Candy, Tamika, and Tiny. They met up at the Candy Factory. They had their little session, whatever. They was talking about Latasha and the issues with her. And then SWV had called that meeting with them all together. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that was about it that happened in episode 1. And then the big blow up at the end of episode 1. So the mom calls up Tamika, has her come over to the house to work things out with her sister. The issue with them was this text message. I guess they were at some concert and Candy and Tamika were locked out of their trailers. They couldn't get in. And Latasha and Tiny were able to get into their trailer. Latasha ended up leaving, and I guess they felt some way about her leaving. So Tamika had put in the group text message about her leaving, and you can kiss my ass, and Tamika ended up saying, if you had any ass to kiss. Now, for me, I felt like that wasn't like detrimental. You know, I feel like when you like arguing, especially like with your sister, you know what I'm saying, you be like, bitch, whatever, kiss my ass, whatever, if you had any ass to kiss, you know. And for me, that is so, if you had any ass to kiss, that sounds like a high school type of banter, you know what I'm saying? If you had any ass to kiss, how, like, you know what I'm saying, like really childish. And maybe even teetering along the lines of playfulness. But I guess with Latasha always having body issues, and she even said that she was known, I guess in the public eye, as the big girl of the group. So, you know, when you have body issues, if someone says something like that to you, you know, you may take it more offensively than it was intended by the person who said it. Now, I've heard people say, well, they're sisters, so Tamika probably knew that was going to be something that really dug into her, and then Latasha was going to take it a certain way, so she knew what she was saying. That could be true. She probably didn't know what she was saying, but I don't think Tamika thought it was going to cause a rift between them like how it did. But, you know, You can't fault someone for how they feel. You know, how you feel is how you feel. So Latasha, you know, she felt a way about that. And so the mom wanted to bring them two together to hash it out, right? So they weren't really coming to an understanding, an agreement. The mom had ended up saying, "You're jealous." Like, she whispered it to Latasha while Tamika's back was turned. And I'm just like, all right now, mama, don't start nothing now. And so they just were not seeing eye to eye. So Tamika just said, "You know what, bitch, I'm gonna just put it all out now. You stole my money, bitch. You stole my money." And you know, we all like, what money she stole? So Tamika said she stole her $30,000 worth of royalty checks. So the mom was like, "What? No, she didn't. No, turn the camera, cut the cameras off, cut the cameras." Mama wouldn't have none of it. Mama was saying, "Cut the cameras." Latasha was like, "Girl, what money? You ain't got no money to steal." And when she said that, like, I just knew she was lying. I knew she was lying. And where the mama was like automatically, "Cut the cameras." Like, the mama can't even say, "Okay, this is personal. This is a family matter. Cut the cameras." No, you can't say that, mama, because you already got the cameras in there. Y'all already talking about a subject that is sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, you know, "Oh, this one is more sensitive than the..." No. Mama just wanted the cameras to be cut because Tamika put her business out there. Tamika put Latasha's business out there that her and her husband stole her money. And Tamika has said that she feels like her mom always sides with Latasha. Latasha is the favorite child. And, you know, when you have two kids or multiple kids, you know, some siblings are going to feel that way. They're going to feel like mom and dad are showing more attention to this sibling than me. And sometimes that is the case. I'm a mother. I have two kids, a boy and a girl. And I love both of my kids to death. You know what I'm saying? I love them equally. They're my babies. But my son is older than my daughter. And so with the younger one, you tend to baby them a little more because they're the baby, you know, they're younger. And there was one time where my son was feeling like I was showing more attention to his sibling, you know, and when your child actually brings that up to you, you make it a point to not display that type of action again. You know, you don't want one child to feel a certain way about the attention that you're giving to their sibling. You know what I'm saying? Because they could grow up and resent you as the parent. They could grow some animosity towards the sibling, you know. And as you can see, they're damn near 50 years old. And this has started from childhood all the way up into adulthood. She still feels the same way that her mom favors her sibling more than her. So like, as a parent, you really got to nip that shit in the bud. Like, for real. Especially if one of your children brings it to your attention. You know what I'm saying? You just have to make sure that you're showing the equal amounts of love and spending equal amounts of time with each child, because you don't want one to feel left out, you know? But anyway, let's get back to the drama. Tamika is putting it out there that Latasha and her husband stole her royalty checks. Now, I didn't catch this. Y'all let me know down below in the comments, but why would Latasha and her husband have access to her royalty checks anyway? Like, why weren't the checks just going to her directly? Is Rocky, I know Rocky manages Latasha. Oh, wait, now I kind of get it now, because on the second episode, Candy was talking about new management, and Latasha had said, or not Latasha, Tamika, I think it was Tamika or Candy might have said, their manager or management company is friends with Rocky or something like that. So that's probably how Rocky was getting access to Tamika's royalty checks, because he's cool with the manager. That's That's what I'm assuming. Because I'm like, well, how the hell is he got access? Why do they have access to her money? Like, why isn't it going directly to her? But anyway, child, so they arguing. Mama talking about cut the cameras. Next thing you know, we see them down at the bottom of the hill. Mama and Tamika is down there. They still arguing. Tamika, Mama, you know it's so much. You know it's so much. You know it's so much money, Mama. And the mama is like, no, she didn't. Ain't nobody steal your money, girl. Ain't nobody steal your money, girl. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I don't know. I just felt for me, y'all, whenever somebody start crying, I just can't never keep it in. Like, whenever somebody, like, without fail, every time I see somebody start crying, bitch, my eyes start watering. My eyes start tearing up. And I just felt so bad for her. And I could just, I don't know, it was like, you could just feel it that she was telling the truth. Even though none of us was there, none of us know nothing. But it was just like, you could just feel it. Like, you could just feel it. And from what I've been seeing people say, a lot of people are believing Tamika. And Latasha, she didn't really like seem to deny it that much. You know, she just like, girl, ain't nobody steal your money. Girl, ain't nobody steal your money. And I don't know, I just feel like she wasn't convincing enough for me. For me, she wasn't convincing enough for me, because she was accusing you of stealing $30,000. $30,000. That's a big chunk of change, bitch. That ain't $30. That's $30,000. So if somebody is accusing me of that on national TV, bitch, I'm gonna state my case that I ain't steal your money. And so I just wasn't convinced with Latasha. And Tamika said that she got proof. And I did see on Funky Doniva's review, he had said that Tamika had did a live talking about it. And like part of her receipts was she brought up Tiny's mom in it or whatever. So I guess Tiny's mom like knows about it too. I'm not too sure. I gotta go watch that live if it's still up or if it's somewhere on YouTube. But she said she got receipts, bitch. She said you can still go to jail. You wanna go to jail? Because you can still go to jail. Baby. The sibling rivalry is here, honey. It's here. So that's how episode 1 had went off. Episode 2, it opened back up where we left off. Tamika wasn't having it. She was ready to go. She drove off crying. I felt bad for her. Candy, Tiny, and Tamika, they met up. And Tamika was telling them what happened at her mom's house and about the blow up. And Candy has said in her confessional that Tamika has always, you know, taken her sister's back, always supported her sister no matter what she's done, whether it was right or wrong. And basically just been a follower. And so now Candy is happy that Tamika's finally standing up for herself and putting her foot down, which is what led me to believe that her saying this stuff about Candy on the radio interview was probably like Latasha's doing. You know what I'm saying? Latasha probably put that in her ear and Tamika put it out there. But they had that little meeting. They were talking about that. We meet Coco's son and we meet her mom. She's coming back from out of town. And she's saying her son wants to be a singer now. He started off wanting to be a dentist. Now he wants to be a singer. But you know, he's young. I don't even think he's older than 21. So, you know, he's still trying to find his way. So your career paths are going to change. So they seem like they have a good relationship. When her and her mom were going back and forth about your boyfriend living here too. Your boyfriend been here. Y'all been humping in my house. So they seem to have a really cool relationship. That's how it is with me and my mom. Me and my mom are super close. So I love that relationship between them. We see Lily and her sister. Baby, they could damn near be twins. Like, they look alike. They sound alike. Like, they were hilarious. They were hilarious. Lily is like me. I am not the cook in the family. I am not the cook in the family, baby. I have been telling my mama for years, you need to make me a cookbook with your recipes. Because mama, once you gone, I ain't gonna know what to do. But yes, I am not the cook in the family. So I love their relationship. I love it. Then we see Taj. She's coming back home to Eric and Eddie. Baby, listen, Eddie. I have always thought Eddie was cute. Eddie still got the muscles, baby. Y'all see when I was sitting on the couch and Eddie was sitting back like this, baby. When a man has his arm like this and he still got muscles, because he ain't flexing. You know, you gotta like, that's when you be flexing. But if you just sitting back with your arm and your arm is still muscular, baby. Taj. Okay, girl. Taj and Eddie have always seemed to have a really nice relationship. She's got a good relationship with her son. So they're all good. What else happened? So Tiny, she calls a meeting at her house. The girls come over. You can see they're still like, I felt like Candy, Tamika, and Tiny were sitting like on this side, and Latasha was sitting over here like by herself or whatever. But they were just talking about like, okay, what's the future of the group? Are we doing this tour? Like, what's going on? Latasha is still, you know, on the fence. You feel me? Latasha is feeling like her and Tamika still need to have a talk. She feels like Tamika needs to apologize to her mama for going off on her, and she don't want to talk or move forward until they squash the beef. And I don't know, I feel like I don't think Tamika like owes her mom an apology, because I don't feel like she disrespected her mom. You know what I'm saying? She just said, mama, you know they so, you know what I'm saying? She didn't call her mama a bitch or nothing like that. So I don't feel like, I mean, I guess if anything, maybe for like yelling or, you know, in her mama's house. But you know, her emotions were raw or whatever. So I feel like maybe she could apologize to her mom, but not because Latasha says she needs to. You feel me? I feel like this is more so for them to work out. I feel like her mama, their mama, should not have even gotten into the middle of it. I can understand mama wanting to bring them two together to reconcile, you know, about the text message thing. But once this 30,000 came out, it's like, okay, mama, step back, let them two handle it and hash it out, you know. But I don't know. The mama does display signs of favoring Latasha more, especially when she said, when she mouthed, she jealous. Like, come on, mama, don't say that. Even if you thinking that, don't say that on national TV. You know what I'm saying? So, from the way it looks, Escape just ain't gonna get it together, which is why we have been seeing posts or flyers of just the three of them. You know what I'm saying? Because before, when they put those flyers out with just the three of them, this show wasn't out yet. So people were like, well, what's going on? Where Latasha at? Da, 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 da. And now we can see why the flyer only had the three of them on there. But so, she ain't trying to hear it. It was funny when Tiny said, well, I'm going to walk the queen out. I was like, so that's over with. So we get to the end, and Latasha and Rocky, they're going to Tennessee because she has a meeting with Motown Gospel. So she's trying to put out a gospel album. She's trying to go solo, do a little solo project, which again is fine. You know, if you want to do a solo project, that's fine, because I feel like when you start off as a group, it always ends that way where somebody wants to go solo and do their own projects. Some groups can't handle that. They feel like if you want to go solo, oh, what, so you don't want to be a part of the group no more? And some people just want to do a solo project and then come back to the group. They just want to do their own thing and then come back to the group. Because when you with a group, you know, you may have ideas, but everybody else has to agree with it, or you'll have to come to some common ground, you know. And when you're doing a solo project, it's just you can do what you want, you know. So having someone wanting to go solo and do a solo project is fine, you know, but I guess it's just in the way that you do it. And so nobody knows that she's meeting up with Motown Gospel. The people was like, so they don't know you here? Like, what that mean for Escape? You know, but she has said, you know, she didn't want to say anything. She just wanted to pray about it and just make it happen. And, you know, it's just like that saying, you know, move in silence. You know what I'm saying? When you put stuff out there that you're actually doing, you know, some people will prey on your downfall. So I guess, you know, it's like, maybe you should have said something to your group members. But then again, it's like, you know, you don't want, you know, anything to happen. You just want to do it, and you don't want no bad energy. So I can kind of see it both ways. You feel me? But Rocky was a little bit too excited, okay? Because when the man had asked her to sing and she sung whatever, Rocky was like, you see what I'm saying? He pointing at her, and I'm like, okay, chill. Like, even Latasha, okay, calm down. Even she said it. Now, sir, calm down. But y'all, that's how the show ended. I am loving this show. I'm loving this show. I really am. SWV brings the calmness to the show. I feel like they bring the comic relief to the show. Like, they just bring the overall, like, down to earthness of the show. And then Escape brings the drama. Escape brings the drama. So we got a balance of both. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a show where it's just straight drama, but then you don't want a show where it's just boring. You know, so we got a mixture of both. SWV is the round the way girls that we need, that keep it raw and real and funny, and then Escape brings the dramas. So I love this show. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of episode 1 and 2. We'll be back every week to review the remaining episodes of the show. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, then you must have caught a vibe. So subscribe. And until next week, you guys, please remember, stay focused, stay laughing, stay yourself. Stay what? Stay fly. Bye, guys.